Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome to the finale of Paper Mario. I shouldn't have to explain myself what happened last time. We basically got through the rest of Bowser Castle, and here we are at Princess Peach's Castle. I'm gonna get into why this video took so long to upload, a little later into the video, at least, at a certain point where I'm not gonna be able to have a lot of things to talk about. But right now I'm actually looking for a certain room. Because there's actually one more place you can actually sleep in before the end-all be-all end of the game. Like an idiot, I can't seem to find it. Yeah, I'm not feeling very great today. Not because I'm like feeling sick or just in pain or whatever. I'm just feeling a little down in the dumps. I'll be getting into that later. I'm not gonna go like too deep into it because it's a completely unrelated topic to what's going on right now. But you'll know when I start talking about that. Mario! Oh, sweet. You came to save me, right? Yeah, I was so scared. Thanks for coming. While you're here, would you like to take a quick nap? This will be the last chance you have to heal, and I advise you do so. As a matter of fact, there's actually multiple parts to this last section. So make a note of that, because you might want to reuse it. I say might because, I'll get into that a little later. Do some last minute badge setup. Really having a hard time contemplating what I want to use for this end game. I don't recommend using the ice shield. The fire shield would probably be a decent idea. But just for lols, I decided to use the deep focus badge. I didn't know what else to do with the space I had, but whatever. I probably should have went with the fire shield though. It would have actually been useful. Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. I gave Peach the wrong voice. It's like, geez, Peach. It's like your balls dropped or something. If it isn't my old pal Mario, I've been waiting for you. I'm amazed you managed to come this far. How lucky for me. You've been a distraction for far too long, little man. It'll be a pleasure to squash you personally. You can't beat me, I'm invincible! We'll just see about that. Evil King Bowser! Let's see your so-called power. He has an HP of 50 and a defense power of 1. His attack power varies depending on the attack itself. He's got a Fire Breath that'll deal 8 damage to you, and a Stamp, and he can also Stomp on you and also Claw at you. Both of those attacks do 6. Obviously the fire attack is the reason why you want to equip the Fire Shield, because you take less damage from that. You want to be careful with the Stomp attack and his Claw attack, though. The Claw attack can actually render you poisoned, and if you don't guard against the Stomp attack, he can actually eliminate one of your menu options temporarily. And then he also has access to the Star Rod. All you really have to do for this is use the Star Beam you got from the Star Spirits. It doesn't use any star power. It's strictly meant to get rid of this. And once you do that, you should be good to go. I don't recommend using any paralysis abilities. I don't think Lullaby would work very well. Bowser seems to be quite resilient to all those status ailments, so I don't recommend using any of those. I just recommend just going all in on any sort of attack power, because as you're going to see here, paralyzing him did nothing. And even then, it will probably only last for like 1 or 2 turns, so just focus strictly on dealing as much damage as quickly as you can. Unfortunately, there is another problem that I came across, and it was in the form of him healing himself. The interesting thing about that is, I've never seen him do that before in this battle. That was honestly quite shocking to me. So unfortunately, this battle is going to drag to an absurd degree now, thanks to that. And because of that, I lost the ability to jump. Not that it matters, because I'm hammering the entire time. And no, don't worry, his head doesn't count as a spike, despite what... the spike. That's actually kind of clever, what I just said. Despite what you would think, because he has spikes on his head. You can still safely jump on him, but it's probably better to hammer him. And lather, rinse, repeat. Whenever he goes invincible, just use the Star Rod, eliminate it, and just keep going. I guess my one other recommendation is for you to power up Mario so he does more damage. Also, this attack sucks. I hate this attack. It's so obnoxiously hard to guard, and even when I guard it, sometimes it won't guard against, like, my partner will still be knocked out. I mean, it doesn't matter, we still won the battle. But yeah, that attack's annoying. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, he knocks out your party member for 3 turns. It's the worst. And I've never managed to guard against that, like, ever. Alright, but clearly he's not done. What was up with that? It's like he just suddenly got a cold. It's like he just suddenly got cold. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You're absurdly high up in the sky. You did break that window, and you know how it is. The higher you are off the ground, the colder it gets. Once you go up these stairs, the end game will begin. If you have any last second things to do, you might want to backtrack before you walk through this door. Also, I do recommend saving if it's your first time playing. This battle will challenge you. I will tell you that now. This battle will challenge you. Just adjust my setting position. I'm sorry. And then Bowser presses big old green button. You're completely trapped now. How does it feel? You fell right into our trap. And you call yourself a hero? Did you think we were foolish enough to just sit back and watch as you save the star spirits? I've put together a little surprise for you. A device that increases Bowser's power. King Bowser will be so powerful that not even the full power of the star spirits will be enough. He'll now truly be invincible, thanks to my wisdom. I wonder how long it took for you to make this platform specifically for this. Oh my gosh, Bowser's huge! I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Mario's dealt with giant Bowser beforehand. I mean, after all, we essentially dealt with him all the way back in Yoshi's Island if we're talking chronologically. Alright, so I'm not going to explain Bowser's bio here because, this battle, you can't win this battle. You'll see why in just very shortly. Not to mention this battle won't last very long. But again, you'll see in a moment why I'm not explaining it. I believe it's right here. Time to increase my power with my good old Star Rod. Alright, and now we're just going to use the Star Beam to get rid of that. You know, Bowser, your strategy is kind of, not working for you. Oh. Never mind. That's not good. I like to point out this is one of the only few times that your partner actually, like, comments on anything. That really bothers me. I guess I could explain that in my final thoughts, because, this is a very long video. As a matter of fact, it's the longest of this LP. I believe we're running just a little above 50 minutes. Because we've got these battles with Bowser, and not to mention the fact that, like, the credits roll. I could have split this up into 2 parts, but the problem is I had no good way of doing that. Like, I had no, like, good way to end the part. Because all of this is happening and everything just goes on for so long. Hell, you could argue that, like, the credits roll actually could be a part in itself. It's really stretched out. Alright, we got this very simple battle with, Twink and, Kammy Koopa. All you're gonna do is just, like, press A when prompted. Like, Twink's gonna attack her, it's gonna fail, she's gonna focus and, like, pray for him or whatever. And then she's gonna attack Twink with a block, and then it's going to damage Twink, and then he deals a little bit of damage. Peach prays again, Kammy does less damage, you do more damage, and it just keeps going for a few turns. This is kind of repetitive. I will admit, I love the music that's playing in the background. It's really building up the climax for this game. Or at least the ending. It's not my favorite track in the game, but it really builds up the tension. Like, things are getting really serious. Like, Bowser's powered himself up tenfold, and now we're sort of in a bad spot because the Star Beam's not doing anything for us anymore. And now Twink's only doing 1 damage. And Kammy also commented on the fact that, like, Twink's getting stronger. Like, the idea is that, like, the wishes for all like, people wishing, like, regular people without powers, making wishes apparently just makes them stronger. And now your simple, I'm gonna throw a block on you, doesn't work anymore. Yeah, see. I was actually tempted to put in the clip from the Fairly Odd Parents episode, the special, with, like, all the where everyone's a superhero. And then, like, near the end, like, they all lose their powers because the rules, like, wishing loopholes and whatnot. And there's this scene where they just, like, they just, they just start an like full-scale assault on the base, and like and like the villain's like reaction is just like regular people without powers. I just thought that was really funny. But enough about Nickelodeon cartoons. We got a Mario game to finish. If your wish is strong enough, it will reach the star spirits and give them strength. So that's basically what's going to happen now. Peach is going to wish for Twink, well, the star spirits to get stronger, basically. And because she's the princess, and heck, she's got to do something. She's got to do something for Mario. I mean, granted, like, she did get all that information for us, for all the star spirits. Beginning with the Koopa Brothers Fortress all the way up to I want to say Chapter 5, because I believe Twink stops giving out information, because if I recall, Twink never actually goes to see you after you complete Chapter 5 to tell you about Flower Fields, and then like like Shiver City and Shiver Mountain, Crystal Palace and whatnot. You find that out yourself by simply talking to Merlin, the Ninja, excuse me. So at the very least, like, Peach has been useful for the most part. At least to Mario. To the player, not so much, because the cutscenes is telling the player what they need to do. And if you know your and if you've played enough RPGs before this one, you're gonna explore anyways. Are you still standing? You should just give up. You'll never beat me. Alright, we have our final battle with Bowser. He has an HP of 99, a defense power of 2. And just like before, all of his attacks do damage depending on the attack. His fire attack now does 10 instead of 8. And his stomp attack and nail attack, or claw attack, because I just prefer to call it that, does 8 damage. They have the same properties as before. So there really isn't much different going on with this battle. It's just that because of his large amount of HP, this is a very long battle. Especially considering he's got that ability to heal himself like before, except this time, he can heal himself for 30 points a pop instead of 20. Thankfully, he can only heal himself so many times, and after that, it's just a matter of just ending the fight. So, basically what you're going to end up doing is dealing as much damage as you can, powering up Mario when necessary. Cloud 9 would probably be a good idea to use with Spike, so Mario will dodge attacks a little easier. Unless if I just get lucky with that one. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, the Lucky Day badge, if you really want to, this would probably be the best chance for you to use it because of how long this battle is. Like, Chapter 8 is a long chapter, so you will get some use at... Yeah, see, he's already healing himself. What the heck? But yeah, like, you can get use out of Lucky Day because of how long Chapter 8 is. And at least for how I approach this Let's Play, Chapter 8 was a point of no return. I didn't bother to go back for anything. Once I started in Chapter 8, I just kept going. Now, make sure you have plenty of healing items, because, again, if this is your first time playing the game, like, you want to be prepared in case he deals way too much damage for you to handle. In my case, I've been prioritizing BP this whole time, and once I max it out, I, like, try to prioritize FP over HP, just so I can get a lot of mileage out of my abilities. Granted, that's only because I'm confident that I can do it. If it's your first time, I don't recommend doing that. He's also got that electric attack. It now does 5 damage to you. However, it still only knocks your party member out for 3 turns, which is a little odd. I mean, to be fair, if that attack knocked your party member out for 5 turns, this battle will probably last longer than the 10 commandments, and we can't have that. At least Mario can. He's got things to do at home. So, and like with the previous battle, whenever he uses his star power, just use Peach Beam, which is what it's called now, and it's essentially the same battle as before. Chill Out doesn't work. I think it lasted for maybe a turn, and it just went back to the status quo. So your Star Spirits are the only Star Spirit you should be bothering yourself with is Smooch, because it heals you for 20 HP. Otherwise, don't bother. They're like, I mean, Starstorm is effective, I guess, but I only really recommend using Starstorm in case Bowser has 7 HP, and you know for a fact he has 7 HP, assuming you either tattle him or you have the Peekaboo badge. If you know for a fact he has 7 HP, just use the Starstorm and you can end the battle there. Otherwise, I recommend saving that star power for the sake of using Smooch, whenever necessary. Okay, so this battle is going to drag out a lot, so let me just go into why it took me so long to get this video out. Around this time, Pokemon Sword and Shield only recently came out, and I wasn't able to gain immediate access to it, so I had to avoid YouTube like the plague, just so I could go into it as for a fresh experience, considering that Game Freak decided to reveal little to nothing about the game. So that was quite different. And see, look, I guarded against the attack, and he still got knocked out. Like, I can't get that timing down. It's so irritating. Like, do you have to guard against it twice? It's like, I just could not figure that out for the life of me. And this battle... Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, Sword and Shield recently came out, so I had to avoid YouTube. So I couldn't upload this. I probably could have recorded this and had this, like, ready to go. But I wouldn't have an excuse to talk about this, have this tangent, because otherwise, like, again, this battle is so long, you run out of things to talk about. If there is something I can compliment, is I love this final boss track. It is incredible. It's not my favorite boss track in the entire game. I think that's going to be Crystal King, but this track is amazing. So yeah, Sword and Shield came out. Wanted to go in blind. There were a bunch of leaks everywhere, so like I was certainly cautious whenever I went on the internet for anything. So that was a really frustrating. That was a really like cautious time, I gotta say. And the game came out. I own Sword. I hate it. I actively hate this game. I actively hate the game. I'm not gonna go into details and whatnot because this is Paper Mario. I just had to get this tangent out of the way to explain why it took so long to get this video out. That's a real shame too, because this is the finale. Like, if I knew like ahead of time that I was gonna have to wait for Pokemon, I would have recorded this part like so far in advance. I would have recorded this part like much sooner. Like heck, if I had to, I would have recorded like I would have finished recording part 43. I would have had that uploaded and immediately got to recording this. I would have immediately just done that. But that ended up not being the case. It's only because I've been jobless for a while now. Thankfully, that's going to change soon on Friday, but... Anyway, tangent over. Back to the battle. I do not know why I brought Bombette out. I guess I just wanted to see what kind of damage she could bring, what kind of, like, potential she had. Unfortunately, that doesn't really matter, because you're gonna use... Uh-oh. Oh, no, okay, I still have to jump. I don't recommend using Bombette because Bowser has a defense power of 2. And that's really frustrating, and that's really annoying because literally the only party member in your party that can do enough amount of damage is what? Granted, Bombette can also do that same amount of damage at the cost of some FP. Economically, that doesn't work. And unfortunately, I got poisoned. Thankfully, the poison doesn't last very long. It lasts like 2-3 turns. And if I'm correct, this battle is going to end fairly soon. So we're almost there. You can't tell that because I didn't bother to title this guy. I probably should have, just as a means to keep track of this guy's HP. So I can actually plan things out. But I ended up not doing that. I do intend to do that for the sequel. Especially considering the fact that I intend to do everything in that game. Literally everything. But that's for another time. But yeah, like I said, Chill Out does not work. It lasted like a turn, and he completely recovered from it. I do believe, however, if you do manage to get any sort of status ailment on Bowser, except Sleep, I think Sleep just straight up doesn't work. If he uses the Star Rod to increase his power, I believe it heals the status. So if you like manage to poison him, dizzy him, confuse him, whatever, he won't be he can just recover that status. Yeah, I even tried timeout there, and that doesn't do anything. It's like, clearly, Smooch is your only option. Chill Out can reduce the damage for a turn, but that's about it. See, look, I managed to guard against that, but I didn't know how I did it. I call shenanigans. I mean, I'll take it. Especially considering the fact that this battle is just about over, but... as a matter of fact, it is over. Alright, we are done! Thank you! Alright, because I was running out of things to talk about again. Thankfully, the credits roll won't be an issue because I already have an idea. I already know what I'm going to be talking about when we get to the credits. I got it! I got the Star Rod back. Now I don't remember. Is it also called the Star Rod in Kirby? Because I do not remember off the top of my head. It might be. And again, I don't remember. Yeah, I think Kirby Adventure. Yeah, Kirby Adventure came out before this. Your kingship. The battle with Mario was so intense that my device for increasing your power seems to have started malfunctioning. It's entirely screwed up, and its power appears to be heading back into your castle. Which means what? Explode? Jeez, that's quite the, that's quite the drawback. So in the event your plan fails, everything combusts. Alright. And then they get thrown off. They do survive. I wonder if Junior Troopa actually made it out. I mean, he did. I mean, he has wings. I'm sure he did, like, go back to Toad Town to go rest up. And right before the explosion happens, the Star Spirits save everyone. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Couldn't they have done this already? Couldn't they have done this beforehand? Like when we rescued the last Star Spirit? Couldn't they just brought it to the ground? Oh. Oh well. The day is saved thanks to Mario and friends. And by that I mean Mario and all of his soulless henchmen, because they have little to no personality besides their first interactions. Look upon their bright little light and remember to say thanks. What? I'm sorry, I'm struggling to see the text. It's like, because I believe I stated this, I believe I mentioned this before, but whenever I'm recording post commentary, the screen is like the monitor, or like the screen that I'm doing the commentary on is like really small, uh, because of how my editing software works. The chances of Bowser changing his wares are very slim. You say that, but Thousand Year Door is sort of a different story in that regard. I didn't mean to. Oops. I didn't mean to make that joke. Go on. Well, at least you're not modest. I think it's time we return to Star Haven. All of the stars are waiting for us. No doubt. It's time to say goodbye for now, Mario. May the stars forever shine brightly upon you. I'd like to thank you too, Mario. And Princess Peach, it was an honor to help you in your time of need. I hope, maybe, to see you again sometime. For now, I'm going to become a respectable star and make people's wishes come true. Thank you so much for helping me, Twink. You've always been a stellar friend to me. Ah! That's funny. Well, never mind. I have to go now. Thank you very much, Mario. I'll always remember you, Princess Peach. Goodbye. And nothing of value was lost that day. I mean, I say that, but Twink has been helpful to a degree. It's just that we never see him again after this. Well, besides, like, the credit roll, but we'll get to that really soon. And then the castle just lands, like, comfortably onto the ground again. And then we cut back to Mario's house. So that's it, huh? You took the star back from Bowser. It seems like another wild adventure in the books. Sounds like another wild adventure that you didn't invite me to. You came through in the end, just like you always do. With no Luigi to be found. I hate you. You still feel like you're kind of on an adventure, don't you? The pals who travel with you, I wonder what they're up to. Not that I care. That was just kitties. Alright, we actually get some dialogue with Goombario. Gubario's probably the only character that actually had, like, some degree of... No, I'll go over that a little later. I don't want to, like, blow my load now, because then I won't have things to talk about later. Huh, from Princess Peach? What's she writing to me for? Read it and find out. I've got to deliver more letters. Thanks, Parakarry. See you. Keep working hard, buddy. Take care. Hey, Gubario. What did Princess Peach write in her letter? Let me see. Hang on, Gubario. Jeepers, this is an invitation to a party at the castle. It says the princess is having a party, and I'm invited to go have fun. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And basically, that's what Parakarry does to everybody. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's not good. That was Colorado's wife. Clearly, he's gone AWOL again. I like to ask why Watt is back in the toy box interacting with the Shy Guys. It's like, wouldn't Watt want to be with his family? Or her family? I forgot if Watt was male or female. That's kind of weird. We met with all the party members, but where's Cooper? Oh, there he is. Oh, there's Colorado. Now then, gentlemen, it's time to scale the Frosty Heights to the Crystal Palace. Koopa, old boy, you're in charge of guiding us. Your prior experience is terribly important to the success of our expedition. Yeah, leave it to me. I know the place front to back. Cooper! Not Parakarry. What brings you here? Whew, I finally made it. I have a letter for you from Princess Peach. Oh wow, this is an invitation to a huge party at the castle. It's directly from the princess herself. It's got her signature on it and everything. Cool. There's no way I can miss a thing like this, but I can't just turn my back on this expedition after I promised Professor Colorado. I should stay here and... Oh, Poppycock! Boulder Dash, don't be daft, dear boy. Poppycock? What? Anyways, this is a golden opportunity. Go to the party this isn't. Don't spare me another thought. It would ruin the party if the hero of Koopa Village, nay, the hero of the Mushroom Kingdom wasn't even there. Well, I knew you'd say that, Professor Colorado. You're so kind and generous. I'll do it. I hope you guys will be alright without me. I'm gonna go party! Yeah! Oh, Colorado, I have a message for you too as well. For you as well. Don't bother coming back home, you wandering buffoon! What a no-good husband! That was a message from your wife. Colorado, you set on this expedition without telling your wife again, didn't you? She was furious. Oh, good gracious! Parakarry, why in the world didn't you tell me this first? This is a crisis, old boy. I must away back home with all my... And I guess they just went to go have, like, tacos or something. I was like, alright, I guess we're not going on the expedition. I'm gonna have a sandwich. Someone delivered mail. It's probably not for me, as always. Nobody likes me except that old man. What was his name? Oh yeah, that's right. Parakarry is also invited to the party. I mean, he was part of the party. This finale is full of puns, and I'm not trying. I'm sorry. Alright, there's actually one thing we could do before we actually go to this party. Mario, I'm just gonna run on ahead. There's something important I have to do. It's a secret, though. I can't share it with you. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when you're older. Now, we can actually go back to our house and actually check Luigi's diary one last time, because I believe he has 2 more entries. So let's read those before we bring this game to a close. When I looked up at the sky tonight, I saw a shooting star. I thought it was going to come crashing into my house. I sort of caught up into a ball and was terrified. I made a wish to the stars right away. I wonder if it will really happen. What I wanted is... I can't write it even though this is a secret diary. You can see it even though I erased it. my wish is to sleep in the top bunk. You've had it good for far too long, Mario. It's my turn. Wouldn't it make more sense for Mario to have the bottom bunk anyways? Isn't Mario statistically like, doesn't he weigh more than Luigi? I think it would make sense to put the fat guy on the bottom. At least that's what I always thought. I mean, I guess Mario's not that fat, but whatever. Now, it's at this point where you can actually talk to all the locals, and they all got something to say, but we're at the end of the game. This part has been going on for far too long. We still got roughly like 10 minutes to go before this video ends, and I'd rather not waste any more of your time. You guys make it sound like her coming out is like such a big deal. It's really not. I also love this remix of the ending to Mario 1. I think it's really nice. Above us, the stars shine with more beauty and power than ever before. It seems that they're sending us their thanks. Mario, Goombario, Kooper, Bombette, Parakarry, Bo, Watt, Sushi, Lackluster, and Spike! And everyone else that I'm not going to name. I kind of want a scene similar to the scene in SpongeBob where, like, Plankton's getting a rundown of all the names in his family. He just screams, "Alright, I get it." This is my heartfelt wish. So, let's celebrate. Enjoy the festivities, everyone. And with that, the game comes to a close. Now to find out what the heck Luigi was doing. I always wanted to lead the march, but this isn't what I had in mind. It's okay, I'll go along with it. I got paid in advance for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what comes after 4, so I'm just gonna repeat myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That is Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. For one of the last games to be brought out onto the system, it did its job remarkably well, because not only was this an interesting take on the Mario franchise, this is also one of the very few RPGs for the Nintendo 64. I don't count Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2 because all those games are is simply a way to battle your Pokemon from your Game Boy games. on the in 3D. Here I am going back into a Pokemon tangent when we're talking about Paper Mario. So, got some critiques with this game. Starting off, like, the game looks great for the system. I wish they did more with the whole paper formula, but you know what, that's fine. It still looks good. The music is utterly fantastic. I love this soundtrack. It doesn't beat out the sequel in my opinion, but it does its job. It does its job very well. I think the instruments are very nice. My favorites being Crystal King, the track with the flower Petuni, I believe, in Flower Fields, Crystal King's battle theme. I love the Cooper Bros battle. I love the Cooper Brothers battle theme and their intro theme. I love a lot with this game. I love a lot of music in this game, if that wasn't obvious. Oh yeah, Tumble Bubbles Heart. That's a good track for me. I love the battle system. It's very simplistic and it's a great, and like in my opinion, like if you haven't played an RPG yet and and you feel Pokemon is a bit, you know, too obvious to pick as your first game, there is no harm with choosing this game. It's a very simple RPG. And you get to understand how the system works, like, from start to finish. It can be a little hand-holding for the first part of the game, which I will dock it for, because that prologue can be a little tiring, I won't lie. Especially considering the fact that I've played the sequel before I went back and played this. And that, unfortunately, brings me to some of the issues that I have with this game. The level up system, I think it's kind of flawed, because, as I mentioned very, very early in this playthrough, that you can basically soft lock your game if you grind a little too much. And it's really a problem. And it's really a problem in this game, because your stats can't go as high as you would like them to. Oh, that was weird. What the hell was that? Oh, I'm sorry. Some weird sound just echoed in my ear for some reason. I don't know. Maybe a mic issue or something. I'll check it out later. But yeah, I am not a big fan of the fact that you can soft lock your game. Granted, you kind of have to actively grind for that, and the only way to really comfortably grind in this game is to fight a bunch of crazy daisies. Or, I'm sorry, Amazy Daisies. I'm so shocked at the fact that the Amazy Daisy actually attacked me. That's never happened to me before. Except in one instance, with me playing these games. I don't count Super Paper Mario, though, honestly. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not the biggest fan of the party members. And not like in battle necessarily, but outside of battle. Like, because this is an RPG, you expect a lot of character interaction. There's not a whole lot in this game. Because you get the introduction to, like, Cooper. I apologize, for that little lighting issue that you just noticed. If you leave, because I was recording this off the Wii U Virtual Console, if you leave the game idle for too long, the screen dims a little bit. But yeah, you get the introduction to, like, Cooper, Goombario, Parakarry, Spike. And that's it. Like, you don't get much interaction after that. You get to know the character to its, like, on a very basic level. And then after that, they're just a tool for Mario to use. They don't even have their own HP, so that really exemplifies the fact that they're only a means to an end to help Mario. you got at least a little bit of that in like Shiver in like Chapter 7 with the reflection things with the Duplighost. It's like because like Cooper like insists that you know who your buddy is, and yeah, it's pretty obvious who the real Cooper is, but at the same time, it's like you didn't get to know Cooper that well, so you can't really say for certain that he's like your buddy old pal. I sound like Tigger when I word it like that. And granted, you do that at least one more time, two more times in the Crystal Palace with all the bomb bets, and then like the silly disguises with Cooper. But besides that, and like the final interaction with Bowser, like that last bit of dialogue that you saw Watt show, there's not a lot left. Like there's not a lot that the characters offer. I think they function just fine as battle as party members in battle. I think their abilities outside of battle are pretty useful. There are a few exceptions. Sushi, you can only use it in water, around water, but yeah, this game is. But yeah, I love this game. I think it's great. It's a great way to start your RPG experience, assuming you don't want to start with Pokemon. I've been told that Final Fantasy IV is also a good choice, but and I can't believe I'm about to say this during a Let's Play. I have never played a Final Fantasy game. I know that's like committing a horrible sin among gamers, but I do intend to play those games like sooner or later. I just don't have the time for them now. I also love this like last piece that plays at the end of the credits. Okay, I was really expecting that. I felt like that credit sequence was longer when I was actually recording the footage, but that wasn't as long as I thought. But yeah, that was it. Thank you all for stopping by to uh sit and watch this with me. I apologize for how long this took, considering the fact that I had my family had to move again, and the fact that I had to delay the final part because of Sword and Shield. But we're done. What else can I say? As for the next game that I'm going to be Let's Playing, I'm going to make a correction and keep my promise to myself and all of you that are watching. I originally planned to do Sonic 2 before Paper Mario, but because I didn't have the means to record Sonic 2, I ran into some difficulties with that. But I do have the means now. That will be our next Let's Play. Sonic 2. The Game Gear version. Oh no. So with that said, I'm Sonic 007. Until then, I got a juice.